Hello friends and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're going to be checking out another LD28 game. This one is called Data Stains by developer Evilion, and again, in case you forgot, the concept or the theme that we're after here is you only get one, and in this case we're going to be filling some very strange shoes, some very different shoes than we're used to in a lot of other previous games. Our job in this one is to act as a computer data cosmic janitor. So we'll be cleaning out the memories of a recently dead entity before it's reincarnated, so we want to make sure we get rid of any old memories so that way when the entity takes on its next form, it doesn't have traces left over, or in this case we're calling them data stains. The game encourages us to please do your job well, because we know that entities don't like to remember their previous existences. That's fair enough, I suppose. So we have very basic controls here, and as you can tell, the interface is basically non-existent. All we have to really work with is up to move forward, left to rotate left, right to rotate right, and spacebar to disable or enable a memory, and then finally when we're all done, we can hit enter to reach our conclusion point. So that's about as much as I know about this game, and I did play with it for a couple of minutes just to see if I could maybe parse what exactly is going on here, and I have to be honest, I'm not entirely sure, but I do have sort of a guess, so we're going to try it, and we're going to see what happens, and then I'm going to hopefully have a little bit of support from you guys in the comments, and we can sort of figure out what this game is all about, because it is very interesting and interestingly presented as well, which is kind of a cool thing to see. In an LD game made in 48 hours, I mean, they all are, but I'm just saying, 48 hours is not a lot of time, and what we're dealing with here is, I'm going to press right now, and all of a sudden things get a little bit more interesting. So we've got these very obtuse representations of memories that if you squint your eyes like really hard, you can see there's like a cross, it looks like, and possibly a sunset off in the distance. So now my choice is I can either hit left or right again, and I'm assuming, and this is again totally a guess here, I'm assuming you will then move laterally, whereas if I hit up, we will be going into this memory to try and maybe get at some of the memories that are embedded within this one, and the goal here is to eliminate all of them. So this is kind of like a first-person maze in a strange way, and a differently represented way than we're used to. So I'm going to disable this, just for the sake of argument, to see what happens now. So it's gone dark, the colors have inverted, and now I've gone in to see if this is going to allow me to do anything else. And this looks like completely blank or speckledy or perhaps maybe sort of noise, but it's hard to say. So I'm going to disable that one as well, and now we can't move forward. Now if I re-enable it, I still can't move forward. Okay, so we're going to leave that one turned off, and I'm going to just kind of operate under the assumption that this should function perhaps something like a Rubik's Cube, in that once we find one of these memories and we toggle it off, we might be locking off progress to be able to get to something else. And now we've reached a black wall, which is a thing that we can't do much of anything with. I mean, we can turn the background dark, but I don't know what that really does, if it does anything. Maybe that's a memory all in and of itself. So we're going to continue to look around, see if we can come across any other memories, see if we can find a different path to get through things. And so far, these are all dim. And then we're going to just keep moving left, and then we're going to try moving in, see if we can push forward, and I think at some point I need to not move in order to have a chance of turning everything off. What if I move right now? Do I actually go toggling left to right? It looks like I do, actually. So I'm not sure if anybody out there might have recognized the developer's name, but this is actually the same developer that did A Cosmic Forest, which was another very esoteric, very experimental game that I played on the channel a while back, and one that I thought was very cool and very enjoyable. And I think this one has a lot of the same things going on in it, where it's got a really lovely presentation style, really great ambience, and it's just maybe a little bit hard to understand, but I don't know that that's necessarily not by design. Because I think there is a certain room, or a certain, area in the indie gaming sphere that I think it's totally reasonable to have games that are extremely esoteric and hard to understand. I think it just lends to trying to uncover secrets that are a little bit more cryptic, and that can be more rewarding. I mean, if anything, use Dark Souls as our guide here. Alright, looks like we found another memory we haven't deactivated. What is this one? Okay, rule number 1, squint your eyes real hard, and then try and see if there's any shapes here that make any sense. I'm not sure that I really can get much out of this one. The fortunate thing, though, is that when we conclude our little escapade here, it's going to actually break down what the memories meant. So you might actually be able to come in and bring some knowledge back with you on a second playthrough after you've maybe failed the first one. Now, I saw there was a little bit of light peeking through between some of these cubes that were rotating. I'm not sure if that means anything, but it doesn't appear that I can go any further forward in that direction, so we're going to keep moving over. You can't go backward, by the way. I'm not sure if that necessarily matters, but I feel like it is worth mentioning. It's just forward, left, and right. So if you do get yourself sort of into a dead-end position, you gotta remember that. I really enjoy the ambience here. This is such a cool feeling. It's sort of like, it's giving me a little bit of memory of a broken dimension. Oh, I think we found another one. Ooh, a pretty one, too. What is this? Looks like maybe a butterfly or sushi rolls. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a little bit up to the player what they're seeing in things. It's sort of like a Rorschach test or something. Okay, we've got another one with light behind it. And nothing to the left. What about to the right? We can actually zoom through a bunch of these all in one go. If we do want to keep toggling. That's kind of a cool pattern right there. And the sound it makes each time you shatter through one of these memories is quite interesting as well. It definitely feels appropriately synaptic, if I could use the word that way. I don't think I can, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. Oh, there's another one. I feel like I've gotten most of them now. I mean, I'm not sure how many there are in total, but I feel like I've gotten quite a few. What is that? This is very, very abstract. I have no idea what that memory is. Some of them might be easier to understand if they're inverted. That one was not one of them, and I found another dark wall. And the walls are always a dead end. Okay, nothing else over here. Just gonna kind of scan around really quickly. Oh, there's one. Alright, another dead end wall. I feel like I'm almost done at this point. I feel like I have to be. Okay, can't go any further with that. Forward, forward, right, forward, forward, right, forward, right, forward, 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 forward. Nope. I feel like I'm sort of doing like radio tuning, like you would in your car stereo, only on someone's brain, which is a very strange concept to have the feeling of. And the sound effects definitely give me that. How they decompile and recompile like that. It's like we're zooming into different points in a mind, which is very well represented. Alright, I feel like I've done about as good as I'm going to do. And all that's really left to do is hit return or hit enter and see if that actually successfully wins the game for me. Yeah, I'm not seeing any more lit up memories. So I think that's where we're going to part ways, because once I hit enter, that's going to basically necessitate the game quitting itself. So, if you'd like to go check out Data Stains, feel free. The link is going to be in the description. You can grab a web version or the Windows download for it, either way. And then go ahead and try it out. See if you have any input. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on a concept like this, and where you fall on the spectrum of this. If this kind of thing is engaging to you, if you find it interesting, if you like kind of mulling over these concepts in your mind where you're not really 100% sure what the purpose of it all is. Some people have more patience for that type of thing than others. I feel like I'm usually pretty good at it, but sometimes when a game is intentionally unintuitive but has sort of a brief resemblance to something I might be able to parse, that I find somewhat a little bit frustrating. In this case, there's basically no resemblance. It's just what you can pick out of whatever you see in front of you. So let me know where you fall on that spectrum. As usual, feel free to leave a comment. I'd love to start a discussion on that. And of course, check out my other information and my social media links in my description there. My Facebook page, my Twitter, of course. Whatever you want to do, it's all good with me. But make sure you come back again tomorrow, because new episodes are every single day. So I hope to see you back for another one tomorrow. And I'm going to hit return now, and we will see what our ending is, and that will be the end of the episode. So thank you, everybody, for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.